Okay, and welcome to my Theories 2, Episode 4, where I resume with Newport County. We're currently sat 16th, 5 games, 5 points, so averaging a point a game. And we're playing away against Warsaw in the Papa John's Trophy 7 Section A. It's going to be a very tough season. I believe we do have a good enough squad um, to take part and compete this year. And I really want to try and stay in the league and try and exceed where we're going to try and be developing in the year. In contrast to the last time we were up, so I really believe that we can try and stay up. But we have a lot of work to do. So even though we're trying to work to stay up, we got a lot of preparation for the year ahead, just in case we do get relegated. Of course, it's going to be very difficult if we are relegated, because it would be such a shame. We do have a number of young players and players we brought in on loan, so we are relying on quite a few of the loan players once again, which is something that the board don't want to keep relying on. We continue to seem to have a loss, which is such a shame. And we're not in the greatest positions that we can be in financially, as we want to keep improving our finances. Let's just move this into a better position. There we go. Yeah, so it's a little bit difficult because every year we're trying to improve on the stature of the club. And we've been able to bring in quite a few players this year, which has been great. But generally, our finance isn't great, and we do struggle to bring players in. Like I want to bring Paul Barry in, and we just can't make this happen because we don't have any money. So it's really difficult to try and get the players that we're wanting through the door. Certainly to benefit what we're doing. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do, and trying to improve our financial situation, of course, is something that I want to focus on. We just have to put a lot of time in to making sure we get the results that we're looking for. Okay, I'm just going to quickly put the fan on because it's ridiculously warm. Okay, just returned there, and I've put my hair in this, and it looks worse than what it was, but the front of it is flopping in my face. What a nightmare. Can't wait to get this haircut. It's just been so warm, I just couldn't bring myself to be sat in a hairdresser's having my hair cut. Just haven't been bothered by it. Yeah, that'll do as long as nothing drops in my face. But yeah, really looking forward to trying to improve on our prospects for this year, and trying to, stay up in League One. And obviously, there's a lot of work to do by trying to stay in League One. It's very difficult when we have a lot of young players through the door, and they don't have the experience that they require straight away for us. See, this is what I mean. League One, and we're competing against teams like Bristol Rovers, who spent 3-4 million. Oldham brought in 13 players. Doesn't mean they've spent a lot. Let's just have a quick look here. All transfers would be good if you could break that down into the league itself. Would be good. Let's just have a quick look at free transfers, loan deals. Let's go. Don't think this is right. Oh, it's broken down on month. That's annoying. Okay, let's just quickly go back here. Yeah, but when you got close spending 3.4 million, and we've had a transfer budget of like 20k, it's been really difficult for us to try and secure the right players and experienced players to build around the young loanees that we have, and the young players that we've just brought in. But we're going to work as hard as possible. Of course, we want to develop every player that comes through the door. We want to try and develop what we're doing in the first team and position that we finish in. So it's certainly going to be an interesting season, and I'm going to look forward to the hard work that comes, as well as the frustrations which I'm prepared for. So here we go. So we're away to Walsall in the Cup. It would be great to try and progress like we had last year. That would be great for us. Of course, we want a great cup run. Even if we are struggling in League One or we're in a good fight, it would be good to try and have a good cup run, as I want to try and do every year, regardless of what league we're in. We do play some absolute quality football. The only thing that lets us down is we're not clinical in front of goal, despite who we bring on and you know, controlling the ball and getting the amount of shots and shots on target. You know, we provide plenty of those. We're just not clinical enough in front of goal. And it's just the odd mistake that costs us at the back. And therefore we lose silly games throughout the year and drop silly points all year round, and it costs us. Because there's many losses that could simply be draws, because if we had just sharpened up by not letting a shot get off, then we would have had a clean sheet and a point. Or you know, drawn 1-1, for example. You know, there's wins which we could have easily had, because then we've ended up conceding late minutes into the game. And it's just because we haven't been focused enough at the back or in our defending, or prevented the shot, or got out the pressure, or we've made a mistake and tried to make a smart pass. Rather than just trying to keep the ball in a sensible position towards the end of the game. And that's ended up costing us through an interception. They broke away one-on-one with the keeper. They finished, whereas we put ourselves in that situation and we didn't have to be. So, again, it's just about us being more clinical and trying to improve our general style of play. And sharpen up at the back and improve our decision making, which is always key. Yes, get in. Come on, Jake Scrimshaw. Come on. I really want him to step up this year. I want him to have such a great season. Be like, you know what? We've remained in League One. I've stepped up this year. I've enjoyed this year. I want to re-sign a new contract, and I certainly want to keep him. I have so much time for this boy. I believe he can turn into a county legend. And he can keep developing his career here at Newport. See, that's the simple little mistakes that we make. We're not getting out pressing there. I don't know what this player here was doing. Got nowhere near him twice. And then it's the same for Zach Orr, just getting caught on that running behind him every time. You know, season after season that's happened now. But I don't know what happened there with the pressing or the tackle. He just seemed to just run up to him and go, "You okay?" And then let him have the ball. So he picked out a great pass then. Great running behind Zach Orr and great finish. The run and the type of pass and the run was great. The finish was great. What a finish there from Lewis Tormley, assisted by Jake Scrimshaw. But generally, we should be pressing the player to prevent him from making that pass and getting out real tight to him. McHugh's not having such a great game here, so I'm going to bring on Lewis Collins. Aaron Lewis is having a very good game, but let's get Pedro off for Liam Shepherd. Try and sharpen up a bit of the squad, especially at the back. Pedro is still young. He's out on loan for his second season with us, so he has some work to do to develop his fitness over a season and the amount of games. And of course, the more games, the more aware he'll be, the stronger he'll be by obviously playing against more opposition all year round. He'll be more prepared. He'll learn in the process. His technical ability will improve. You know, his game understanding. You know, things like resilience. You know, trying to deal with losses, especially over a long period of season, and trying to, you know, when he gets dropped, how he gets back into the squad, trying to deal with his match fitness over the course of the season. Of course, there might be little niggling injuries which might kick in, especially with how many training sessions and games we have. Get in! Great by Lewis Collins there to finish. Of course, they're all things that you're going to learn over a season, and stepping up into League One from League Two is a good step up from him and good opportunity to stay with County and develop. Yes, I love it when we play like this, and it just shows what quality we have. We just need to sharpen up at the back and make sure we take every chance we get when we move forward. Good, glad that's been disallowed, because, you know, there was some good football from them then. It's just a shame we sort of switched off then and allowed them to find those positions. But it's good that we kept them offside. 20 shots, 9 on target, so I'm glad we've scored 4. It's just, you know, it would have been better to have scored 5. And again, look at that. If that was allowed, and then they scored right at the end of the game, they got another goal away. So they've scored 50% of what their shots have been. We've scored less than that. We scored more than that, but in more shots on target. So we need to improve in front of goal, and we need to improve defensively. But I'm happy with that win. Now we host Charlton, who are near enough where we are. Very good from Aaron Lewis. He is such a good player on his day. And he makes such a difference and opens up the game with speed and gets the assist in there, which is really pleasing. So hopefully that'll give us confidence to play at home now and beat Charlton, which would be the most important thing by getting these 3 points. And league wins, and especially wins at home, are things that I always try to focus on as much as possible. Reece Hughes trains so well all the time. We've brought Charlie Wellens in on a free. Obviously, he has to step up a bit and keep working hard, try and break into the squad. Of course, we're going to try and nurture and bring him in at the right time to support his overall development. We do have a lot of good quality in these young players. They just need this time to progress individually and as a group. And holistically, we should have the team which is really technical, of a real good technical ability, and understanding the tactics and playing some good football. We just need to develop these players. Obviously, they lack a lot of experience. Obviously, Pedro, Claridge, still very young players. They're picking up experience year after year. Aragon is picking up experience in English football. McHugh, Wally, Hughes, they're still all developing. So, and we have a very young bench as well, which lacks experience. And we try to bring in experienced players to train around the squad and have as part of the squad depth and to bring on. Glad that's been disallowed. But we could have done with just 2 or 3 more players with that experience within the squad. But again, our budget has provided that constraint to us, so we've struggled to bring in this experience. Of course, we still have experienced players, in the likes of Tom King, Aaron Lewis, Liam Shepherd, Ellis Harrison. Jake Scrimshaw's very experienced with the amount of games that he's played now. Johnny Williams. So we do have that experience in there. We could have just done with a bit more. I knew that was going to... that's what's cost us. We've ended up going in attack. We've all stopped there. I don't know how Pedro has let him get away from him there. So that was great by the attacker to take that touch, get out wider, and break away from Pedro, then end up scoring. But that's just really poor defending to have let him get away from you. And I think that should be massively improved. Of course, the lack of experience... and physicality of this league is going to play a contribution in that, but it's those little things that will cost us over the course of the season. So glad we've ended up scoring here. We're back in the game when Jake Scrimshaw has scored. I really want him to have a good season scoring, because he is such a good player. He just needs to keep working hard to find those opportunities. Yes, come on. Come on, Pedro, make up for it. Good, Mark Wally has scored. I want us to really win as many games at home as possible, really set the standard for home and make it a fortress, and for fans to enjoy being here, and certainly the players to look forward to playing at home. And just, if we're struggling away, what a finish by Ethan Aragon. What a finish. This boy has such potential. And if he keeps playing week in, week out, keeps improving his game understanding, his technical ability, his fitness, keeps getting starts, keeps trying to score, get the assists, improve his overall performances, try and get man of the matches. He'll go on to be such a good player for us. Just there we go, 3-1 up there, straight back in the game there. Just slow there. They've had 3 shots. They scored 2 of them. We've had 6, and we've only scored 3. So realistically, we should be putting more in the back of the net because we are finding where we want the ball to be in the box. We are trying to get those shots. We're getting them on target. We just need to test the goalkeeper a lot more and try and put them away. We need to stop shots coming in at the back of the defence. There you go. Look at this pressure coming in from Charlton there. Hughes has picked up a slight injury. Would have been good if we had scored there, made it 4-2, just took some of the pressure off and advanced our lead and obviously got another goal. So let's get Hughes off because he's carrying a little bit of a knock. Let's get Josh in on there. McHugh has played really bad once again, so let's get Lewis Collins on and hopefully Collins can start taking back that right mid position. He just needs to step up again this year. He's getting off the bench regularly. He just needs to turn those subs coming off the bench, sub appearances into starts. Okay, let's get... James Claridge hasn't had a good game at all today. So let's put Petrol there and let's take Claridge off and bring Liam Shepherd on just to add some energy at the back. Liam Shepherd's going to provide a lot of cover this year for us by the seams of things. Getting starts when he needs to get starts, rotation, depth for when, Aaron Lewis is unfit. Glad we've got it there. Aaron Lewis, the Collins, good. If there's any suspensions, if we need to make changes late on in the game, it's good to have Liam Shepherd here and provide that backup and rotation. He also needs a challenge, try and get more starts in the team, but I'm very glad we have an experienced player like Liam still in the squad. We can have cover at the back if needed. Wow, that was really poor. 4-3. I'm so glad we scored again because that was a great finish from Charlton right at the end of the game. But that's a good win, solid performance. Again, we need to constantly improve what we're doing at the back. 20 shots and we only scored for 4. 62% possession, should be doing a lot better. But Aaron Lewis, man of the match, second game in a row. So he is such a great player for us. I'm so glad we got him. He's 27 and we've got 2 more years left on his deal. If he keeps playing and works hard for the team, he's going to keep getting appearances. It's such a shame, he's under 200 appearances for the age of 27, but hopefully he can try and make 250, 300 league appearances by the end of his career. And he would have had a decent enough career. So yeah, I'm glad we got that win and second win in a row. We really need to try and take the points where we can, when we can. We play Salford, Wycombe, Coventry at home now. None of these are going to be easy games, of course, and we really need to push ourselves and hopefully the fans get behind us at home. And that's going to be one of the most important things for us. Okay, we come up against Salford, who did end up beating us in playoffs 2 years ago. Let's just quickly go back there. Smith takes charge at Oxford. So yeah, they did beat us in playoffs. They remained in League One over last year. They're actually trying to survive again this year. So it's good to play them after the last time we played them, and hopefully we'll be a stronger team for it and hopefully can get a positive result from the last time. Ethan Erhan out for 2 days. He's contracted till 2028, so here till 27. And he's getting plenty of game time for Newport County. And let's hope we can pick up a lot more games, by playing for County than he did for St Mirren, and keep building on his overall experience to keep improving. Yes, it would be great to get him in. if we do get that boy in from Man City, that'll be the first player in a year we've been able to secure on loan from our affiliate. It'd be good if you could go to like the club. I'm not sure whether anyone knows, but it would be good if you could sort of just approach them or get your director of football to and say, look, can you send us across a list of players that you're willing to loan us or send out on loan, and just have that opportunity available to look at the players that would be available. Ideally, I would look for another goalkeeper. Better than Tom King, ideally. Liverpool under 23s don't have a goalkeeper. Won't be able to buy him because we haven't got any budget. Okay, let's just have a quick look in transfers. Scouting, player search, edit search, loan status listed. Let's get rid of this. Role, goalkeeper. Okay, 3 goalkeepers listed for loan. It's sheer madness because this boy's valued at 61k, but minimum asking price is 5 million. It's really difficult to sort of try and find a goalkeeper that's better than Tom King. Edit search. Okay, let's have not listed, expired. Okay, not much options in terms of free there. And struggling to find a goalkeeper in on loan. We do have Calvin, who's young and needs those minutes to continue developing. Aaron Lewis, Aaron Harning, team of the week. 3 Salford players there. So it's going to be tough because they've survived League One, so it shows that they do have the quality. You know, they've stayed up. It's going to be tough. They've built on the squad that they've taken up. You know, they've got funds to invest. They got that stability by having that long-term manager. Glad we're getting him in, more cover for the centre-back. Hopefully he can get some game time. Glad we're getting him in. Babalola. Again, another young player, you know, lacking that experience. Hopefully might come off the bench a few times. And hopefully might make the difference in providing energy, and hopefully we can develop a relationship with the 2 clubs even further by taking young players in on loan and giving them game time. I would, you know, believe that Newport County would be renowned for developing young players and giving them opportunities, which is great for the club, you know, because many clubs are going to come to us, players are come to us, and we get renowned for developing players' careers and they can remember their time here. Of course, it's tough for us how we manage the squad turnover every year and how we continue and do invest and you know, keep the core of the squad, and you know, the turnover of players is tough, but we keep the core, which is the most important thing. Okay, let's get Calvin a start in the league. Give him some experience. Let's get Ellis Harrison on the bench. Luke Brennan's on the bench for the first time, but let's get Ellis Harrison on for Haynes. Lewis Collins is wanted by Notts County on a transfer. I believe they're National League. Jaden Harris is wanted by York on loan. He's not played well for the standard we want him for. Let's see whether York will pay us anything for his loan now. Be good if we could try and make a bit of money off his loan. Okay, here we go. At home we play Salford again. Little bit of rivalry between the two clubs, which has been building in my own head. We played them many times. It's been tough. They challenged for the league title when we were down there, and they ended up getting into playoffs, beat us in playoffs, and they're in League One like us, having come from League Two in the same year that we were both really trying to push for it. They've taken on a couple of players that we've tried signing before. So yeah, they have been a bit of a bogey club in that sense of we've beat them, they've beat us. We've lost out on a few signings to them, they beat us in playoffs. So yeah, there is a little bit of rivalry building between the two clubs. But it is good to get back to playing a team that we do know, and it's always great to try and overcome from last time, and try and play a club that we were in the same league with. And it's just be great if we could get 3 points and at home, which is very important. There is definitely potential in McHugh. He does have some qualities, and you know, if he keeps getting started, especially after bad performances, it shows that he is doing well in training. He does have the quality, and he just needs to gain that on the experience he hasn't had in the league and step up. And you know, he will show his qualities, hopefully, and make the difference to the games that we need him for. Ooh, good save by the keeper there. Okay, plenty of shots, plenty on target, which is not putting anything away. Here we go, here we go. Yes, there we go. We were the team in control. Again, look at that. Number 2, Claridge trying to get out to him, beaten by pace. Zakor completely away from his player. 2 versus 1. Nothing there Calvin could do. Let's get Pedro off. He's been awful. Let's get Liam Shepherd on. Let's get Scrimshaw off because he's done nothing for Ellis Harrison. And once again, Johnny Williams underperformed. So let's get Josh Sheehan on that pitch. Hopefully 3 fresh changes might make the difference to the game. Again, we've been the better team. We've been in control here. And it's just been a case of they broke away. Good acceleration and pace. You know, 2v1, put the goal away nice and easy, put themselves in the lead. We're not good enough in front of goal. Obviously 19 shots, 9 on target, not a single goal scored. And that's the little things that's going to cost us this year. Obviously we've lost the points here today because when the minutes tick on like that, it means the game is over. But yeah, it's been a clear case of that this game is just thrown away now when we've lost silly points and we've had another shitty loss to add to our record, and you know, it's just not good enough. See, what the fuck was that like? You know, really poor shot there, not even challenging the goalkeeper, just standing there. He may as well have sat on the floor and said, go on, take a shot, and we wouldn't have scored. what a waste of 90 minutes and another waste of points. Loss at home, very, very poor. You know, we were in control of the game, plenty of shots, plenty on target, just not enough to be clinical in front of goal and score. And we do have quality players, and they just seem to not score. And again, that pushes us down in 18th, just outside of relegation. It's such a long season. There's plenty of points to pick up. You know, for us and the other teams in that position. So if we can pick them up, so can the opposition. But we really need to try and beat Wickham at home. Coventry's going to be tough. Plymouth's going to be tough. Every game this year is going to be tough, regardless of where the team are sat in the league, because they want to stay up. They want to, you know, fight for their positions. Yep, let's get some more depth in here. 2 young players to bring in on loan. Hopefully provide some energy and more cover for the first team. And hopefully they'll be raring to go, and we can provide some more cover at centre back. Of course, you know, we do have young players, which is costing us at the back, and we can only get in young players because it's free transfers. You know, Zachor, Pedro, and Claridge, all very young, and they're still learning how to play the game and read situations. Ellis Harrison, he hasn't really affected the game much. You know, it's such a shame when you bring a player on with 20 minutes to go, and you know, realistically, the minutes tick on and they've not really done anything. Good, I want him to keep developing. They want him on loan. We've offered him on a loan with no cost, no fees, and they say no. I don't understand that one myself. Okay, crucial role for York, man of the match. 2 clean sheets in 5, good, so he's picking up the games again. Getting those clean sheets, showing his quality, developing as a footballer, which is very important. Reece Hughes once again training at such a good level. We do have the squad. If we get relegated, we have such a good squad for League 2. You know, we might lose 1 or 2 players, like Scrimshaw might go, do you know what, I've had enough of League 2 and I don't want to be relegated again, and I don't want to be trying to push for playoff, especially when we've already done it twice, and we just need to stay up in the league. You know, Johnny Williams probably would leave, and we'd have such good quality players that we might get a number of bids in. Now, that's not bad because hopefully we could make money on these players, and it would mean a lot of income for us, and we can continue to utilise free transfers our youth system and loans and try to improve our financial situation all the time. We'll just have to be a club which is constantly turning over players, developing, and struggle on our finances. But we just need to try and stay afloat as a football club to stay in the Football League, and it's a very hard predicament unless we get big owners or investors who've gone, you know what, over the years they've done quite well, they've developed players, they've got potential, they've gone up into the league, they've got a good manager, they've got a good stature and structure, despite, the financial situation which they're in, because they've done the best with having very limited options. And if someone wanted to come in and make that huge investment in county, it would make all the difference, because it would mean, no debt levels, that we could start investing in areas of the club like the first team, and expand the coaches and more specialisation and get the performances and try and secure more commercial deals, and then make an investment in the team to stay up if we get promoted. Fucking hell, that is so fucking poor. Wow, look at that. Look at that again. Being caught on a corner. Last man at the back. Good pace. Beat the player. And that's what clubs are finding out that they can do. That we're really shit on corners in attack. And fucking pace is going to catch us. There we go. 2-0 down. Another loss at home. It's going to be another tough season for us. Fucking never lost. It's just going to be a season of loss by the seams of things, even though we've got a squad of quality and we have good depth. But again, it's that age which is really costing us, and we are struggling. Again, 5 shots, 4 on target, and we haven't even put one away. So I think it's a case of just, it's hard to explain, because we've got the tactics, we've got the quality players, and if they're not scoring, what the fuck can you do? You can't go on and score for them, and you can only train them and nurture them, and in training itself, and give feedback and speak to the players, and do the analysis. But if you just fucking can't get them to score, what the fuck can you do? If you can't get players in because you don't have the money, there's nothing you can do. We weren't doing too badly. We started off quite well. Let's just try and change the tactic here, make a difference. Let's swap Josh in there. Let's get Johnny Williams off, because he's been a waste of space. Let's swap in for McHugh. Let's get Erahon off as Rudden. What the fuck have we got to lose? Let's just chuck on Calvin in goal. Get him some minutes. 3 changes by 50 because we're struggling. What a finish there. Thank you, Mark Wally. That makes a difference. Goal difference at the end of the year. Great that he's got a goal and he's showing that he's willing to do it. We just need to take our luck and work harder. Because it's not good enough, and to be getting these losses, and certainly at home, Coventry's not going to be easy. I think it's just going to be a very tough season, and I just think it's, I want to stay at the club for as long as possible and try to improve its financial state and try to get to a higher level, but we're struggling. There's nothing we can do, very, very limited on the funds we got, trying to work hard with the players, trying to stay in League One. That's going to be very tough. We get relegated again. And therefore, we're going to struggle with the players, and we'll be back in League 2 when we'll just be up, down, up, down, up, down. Financial situation's not going to improve, no stadium. We're limited on the players because clubs are going, do you know what, you're just going to get relegated, or, you're only League 2 standard, you've not got that big of a stature. Why should we loan you players? And it's only, until you get into a league, you stay there, you start performing, clubs are going to be more attracted to loan players out to you, because they're like, oh, okay, their stature's good, they have good training facilities, good opportunity for the players, and they remain in League 1 and they try to give a challenge. So giving these players game time in that league and playing for county would be very beneficial, but clubs are not going to, because they're going to be like, why loan them out if they're just going to be fighting relegation and losing? And again, all these shots not scoring, we're just really struggling here. And we were off to a good start for the first game of the season. I thought, you know what, we might actually upset expectations here and overachieve once again and work really hard, because we play some great football, and we absolutely do play great football, and we got the quality there to try and score, but it really costs us at times, and it's such a shame the way that ends up working out. You can't be trusted with loanees. Fuck off and let them just have their time here and let me manage them. If they're not good enough in fucking training, where I see them day in, day out, and they therefore don't get the starts, they're not going to be in the squad. So you can't ring me up and complain that the player isn't getting the game time that you want or playing in the position that you want if I feel he is not playing good enough whatsoever. So I hate that. It really needs to improve. Blaming me. We're playing in the great tactic. If we'd done a performance analysis session with them and we showed them all the statistics, the amount of shots we're getting and how we've controlled games and the games realistically that we should have won, you know, it's defending at the back that's cost us. It's, you know, some poor positioning, some poor shape. We're not putting enough away in goal, and then that's simply because of the players that's on the bench or the players that's starting and the way they're not playing. And they certainly need to step up, especially trying to score in front of goal. There's no point in Scrimshaw being unhappy if he's getting plenty of chances to score and he isn't personally scoring himself. So he really needs to step up and improve. Okay, a few changes here in the squad today. Hopefully they'll be sharpened up and ready to go. Calvin gets a second start, his third game this year as well. So there's certain opportunity for him to try and push for that first team spot and try and take over as number one and challenge Tom King. Tom King needs to step up to maintain his number one spot. But it's good for us that we're challenging players within the squad. Look at that, breaking away again. Wow, disallowed. Glad that's been disallowed. Yes, I am on early today. Just found a bit of time within my day, so decided to try and put a stream on, and hopefully another one again later. Wow, this game is over already before we've even started. We knew commentary was going to be very tough, so it looks like we're on our way out because we don't have the quality to score up front because we're just not simply working hard enough. 2 shots, 2 on target, none scored. They've had 1 shot, 1 on target, and they scored. So we really need to step up with our quality and what we're doing. Disallowed, of course it is, so there's no point getting excited there. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It's just going to be one of those seasons where we lose, despite the tactics that we play, change of players that we try to bring in on loan. We'll be relegated and then we'll be back in League 2 because we simply aren't good enough for League 1. Simply not good enough. Okay, he's got 1 back. Can be happy that he scored. Yeah, Mark Helm class, so I hope so. And hopefully Burnley can, you know, play some decent football this year and get some good results, and hopefully they'll develop some of their young players this year and, you know, can try and move in a new direction. Wow, he just fucking ran through all the players there. That is fucking appalling. Shit defending. Yeah, good, but what shit defending cost us again though. Just really shit defending. Really need to step up. Good that we got 2 and it's 3-2 before half time, but really poor defending, really weak. obvious. When minutes tick on like this, it's just a game over, isn't it? Yeah, come on, we know we've lost, thank you. What a waste of time that was. Once again, another poor loss at home. Out of the cup we go as well. My queue out for 5 to 7 weeks, good. Perhaps then his first team manager will stop whinging at me because he's not getting starts, because he's not good enough. No, just going to send Wayne Hatswell. Just have a quick look at the jobs that's knocking around. Porto B. Portuguese Ligue. Won't be a bad job trying to develop some young players and be within the second league, and you know, that'd be quite interesting. Something to consider. Freddie Youngbird's job is insecure with Reading in the Championship. They're sat 24th. Well, not at the minute. Very frustrated with the lack of investment and input within the squad. Again, this is the 6th season in a loan where we're really struggling, and I've never been given a budget more than 50k, and doing as best as I can with the very little finances, and we're just getting loss after loss after loss. So it's very frustrating, and you can only work with your resources as much as possible. Of course, I want to try and stay here 10 years. I'm 4 years away from being here for 10 years, which is my plan. So we'll see whether things improve, but it's going to be very frustrating, I know that for a fact. But yeah, this is where we're at. Okay, now for a team sat in 22nd, they're all over us. Okay, good. He tested the goalkeeper, got a shot off, especially when he knew he didn't have the pace to beat the players and he knew he was going to be closed down. So good that he tried to get the shot off and achieve the corner. Good save by the keeper there. Good to have got the shot off after retention of possession. Shame we didn't score there. Haynes and Collins have been shat. So let's get Lewis Collins off for Luke Brennan and give him his debut. Let's get Haynes off for Aaron Lewis. Let's get Wells Morris off for Erhon. Some great football there. We just didn't get the shot off. Some great defending by Plymouth. Just needed to test them and get the shot off. Good defending again, preventing the shot. 18 shots, 7 on target. We just need to put one away. Oh, been disallowed. It's been disallowed. Such a shame, disallowed. But now it's a point and it's a clean sheet, so it's 2 positives there. Let's just quickly go into this press conference because I've been the one. Good from Johnny Williams. Hope to keep him because he has a lot of experience and he does make a difference to our squad. He is a player that we need. We just need him to get more goals though. Yes, I'd love to keep this boy. 84k on loan from Notts Forest. 2nd season on loan for us. 3rd season in a row for him where he's been in the first team and getting plenty of game time. 21 years of age. Coming up to 100 league games. Hopefully he'll realise how much development he's had with us and I develop a more relationship with him. Yes, good, favoured personnel me, so hopefully I can extend that relationship and he'll want to come back to county. We play Tranmere away now. Of course we're 14th, they're doing better than us, 4 points ahead, so it'd be great if we could try and get a point on the scoreboard, especially away from home, if not the 3. Before we play home, the Swansea and the 23s in the Papa John's Trophy and then Crew. So some work to do, as ever. Okay, that's good. It's good to see. Second time he started whinging about him again. Stop whinging. Yeah, recall him because you're just a twat. Because you've got no patience. Second time you whinged about him and he's not good enough. Understand that. Good that Erhan has won the Goal of the Month award. That's really pleasing. Well, he's not that good of a coach. I want someone with good tactical. Would he come in just to be a coach though, or does he actually want to be a director of football? That's too much money to come in. Could we poach him from Bristol? I doubt it, because Bristol have a very good setup and he'd want promotion into the first team. What's the point in being told to bring one in if I can't add? So it would be good if you could speak to the board and then delay it, which would make more sense. It's a shame. Reece Hughes once again playing really well and training really well. Okay, Tranmere, a tough game. Okay, so here we go against Tranmere away from home. This is going to be a tough fixture. We really want to try and build on the amount of points that we're getting. We do have a lot of work to do. We're struggling, but if we try and grind out results and try and pick up points wherever is possible, then we're certainly going to try and get these points wherever we can and just really hope for some luck throughout the season and try and stay up where is possible as well. So a lot of work for us to do, a lot of development for our young players, again, which is great for them, but, generally for the club, on a bigger picture, it is detrimental at times because it is costing us games and, games are costing us points and we run the risk of relegation, and if we go down, then we run the risk of not getting the right players in. So sometimes it's the most viable option, but then it isn't the most... most invested option, I'd like to say. Yeah, great finish there. Absolutely amazing free kick. What can you do? Tranmere are already better than us. 6 shots, 3 on target. They're controlling the game. They've got a lot more energy than us. They're playing the ball forward. We're really struggling to take possession or retain it and try to utilise it. Well, we're on 54 now, so we are in the lead, but they're using it more beneficially. We've had 3 corners. We're giving away more fouls. We're not getting that many shots, not many shots on target either, and it really is costing us, and it's such a shame. Yeah, may as well. What have we got to lose? Because we're absolutely getting outplayed here. Let's get Charlie Wellens on for his debut. And Lewis Collins has been shite again, but then so's many other players. Zach Rudden's been shite, so let's get on Ellis Harrison. Hopefully he can try and pinch a goal for us. Oh, why? We should be scoring when we get opportunities like that. We should be scoring. Yes, come on. Ellis Harrison scoring there, assisted by Mark Wally. Come on, Harrison. Come on, Newport County. Come on, defend. Defend, and come on, Calvin. Pull off some great saves. That's what we need. When we get a shot, we need to take it. We need to be clinical. We need to take every chance we get. Good shot there by Johnny Williams. Getting one off, trying to test the goalkeeper. Really need to try and dig in here. Really dig in. Oh, for fuck's sake. We almost tried to dig in. Almost got the point. Tranmere pinged the great shot there. Went past Calvin. Great finish from them. They've had 7 shots. They've really taken their chances, and they've scored 2. We've had 7 shots, but we've only had 1 on target, and it was a very lucky goal to have scored. Another poor loss for us, but Tranmere are a very decent squad. They beat us in playoffs a couple of years ago. Such a shame the way we lost to them in the playoffs, but there we go, another loss. Quickly attend this press conference. Just want to fly through these because I just want to get playing and focusing on the games rather than get dragged into a press conference too much. So here we go. Play Swansea under 23s in the Papa John's Trophy 7 Section A. Gonna need a bit of luck, and we also need a bit of quality as well to try and hopefully score some goals, and those goals would make a difference. If we can pinch a point where we can, that would be really positive. Okay, into the cup game we go against Swansea under 23s, who are always a very decent outfit. So of course it's going to be a tough game playing them, and we need to keep moving forward and hopefully try and get some positive results in the cup, and try to make the most of this season. And if we can have a good cup run, then it means more money for us, more money at home. Try to improve our financial situation, which always seems to improve for a month or two. Then generally, it goes back into a struggling state, and we start losing money, and the debt starts to increase once again. So yeah, that's where we're currently at, which is such a shame. But it'd be great if we could try and beat Swansea under 23s. Realistically, a first team should be beating under 23s, and it'd be great to try and progress them, progress for the boys. Of course, it's great for the under 23s, great experience for them. They've got a good quality coming through the under 18s, good quality. They retain in the under 23s. Good future for the first team, and any first team players which are struggling or need to return to fitness can play in there. So it's great for them to get a cup game and run against us. For themselves, but good. Lewis Collins scored there, assisted by Rhys Hughes. That's pleasing to see. So yeah, majority of these boys I think are League 2 standard, because we seem to play very well in League 2. We do struggle in League 1, and we do struggle to step up at times. But we really need to make those improvements and try and continue to improve. Continue to do as well as we want to do in this cup. Good. Rhys Hughes has scored second goal of the season, so hopefully that will give him some confidence. Involved in both goals here today. And hopefully it should raise the spirits of the squad as well. And it's great to try and get this win at home, even if not many fans are interested in it. But it is good. Let's get Erahon on for some minutes. Let's get him on for Mark Wally. Let's get Ellis Harrison on for Scrimshaw. Get him some minutes. And let's get Lewis Twormley on. Let's swap him for him and him there. And let's hopefully Lewis Twormley can get some minutes, because he hasn't had many minutes in the last few weeks. So it's good that he's getting some in the cup and getting a run out. And hopefully he can start breaking his way back in the squad, which would be very important. Okay, good win, 2-0 at home, very pleasing. And we get to progress and knock them out. Oh, no, I say knock them out, be in a good position because of the group table in this cup. I forgot it was Papa John's trophy. See 11k there, it's not much, but it does help us, Rhys Hughes, man of the match, goal and assist, rating of 7.9, 5 key passes. Covered quite good distance in that game, so good fitness. Good to see him play all over the pitch. We now play Crewe, who are 9th at home, so it's going to be tough to get some points against Crewe. So I really hope that we can try to improve how we're performing. Reading have offered the job interview because they have now sacked Freddie Youngberg. No, it's not being mediocre. And nor have we had that either. Top half. It's going to be hard. Wow. $34 million. Wow. That's so much money to play with. You know, a lot more than I got here at Newport County. Wow. I've never had like £500,000 budget before. Josh Ian out injured for 1 to 3 days. That's a shame. Reece Hughes training at a very good level once again. You can see how eager he is, how much he wants to stay playing in English football, how much he wants to step up. You know, obviously League One's a very different challenge from League Two, and he'll continue to adapt. So it's great for him that he gets that own development. Oh, it's been disallowed. That's such a shame. Disallowed. Such a shame. Okay, 0-0 at half time. Okay, some underperforming players. We're going to get Arahon on. Let's get Lewis Twamley on for left mid and give him some more minutes, and hopefully he'll give some energy. Jake Scrimshaw's been very poor, so let's get Ellis Harrison on for his experience. Great tackle there, but the ball went backwards. It was such a great tackle, but the ball went backwards. He ended up picking up the ball really well. 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Great finish. Such a good tackle. That ended up not working out for us, which is such a shame. We've had a disallowed goal. It's been quite even. If we can score, that'd be great. But again, another shitty loss by the looks of things, rather than getting the point. It's a great tackle there in the box. The lack of experience is really costing us. Oh, come on! Come on, Reece Hughes, come on! This boy wants it so much, and if he stays with the club for years to come, he'll end up becoming an absolute legend. Johnny Williams has been such a great signing and has made such a huge difference. And if we had 2 or 3 more players with his experience and quality, you know, that would make such a difference. Crew will be absolutely gutted there, but we're so happy to have picked up the point, especially at home. You know, that's what we need. Every point counts. 5 matches without winning now. But, you know, points are getting in there. We've just about lost games when working as hard as possible. You know, we've got a very, you know, inexperienced squad. We're lacking some depth and quality. You know, we've got good depth in terms of covering the squad and having a squad for the league, but we don't have enough depth of experience in there. But again, financially, we're struggling financially, so we can't make the investment. So therefore, you know, we are going to struggle in that sense, and we can only work with what we got. And it's all about developing these players. It just runs a risk of the results, and results mean, you know, running risk of losing points, which means running a risk of not, you know, staying in the league. But we can just try and dig in, try and get points. You know, every point does count and makes a difference. So if we can try and rescue late losses and turn them into draws, and just try and dig in the matches, and, you know, wish for a bit of luck as well, and just try to improve our quality, and the players learn over the course of the season, and they learn with the amount of games that they're getting. You know, then hopefully it will make a difference to them, and, you know, they'll learn, and over the course of the season, there's going to be, you know, they're going to understand how to play the game, and deal with situations, and not prevent, you know, losses of the ball, or, you know, the opposition picking up the ball. So they're going to learn over the course of the season. Jonathan Hogg, they brought him in from Bolton. Bolton are first in the league. I don't know why you'd leave Bolton. Well, you're going out to the Championship, I suppose. But Bolton are in first place in the league. You're playing some great football. You're settled. But, of course, Reading are offering you more money. They're a very good club. You know, there's more investment to be made with the amount of money they're offering for the transfer window. So, you know, I can understand it at times. But, you know, if my team were top of the table and they can get in the Championship, I wouldn't realistically be leaving them. He's on the loan list, but he is getting game time at the minute. You know, Reading have taken some interest in me. I think obviously they wanted bigger ambitions, but I had to be realistic. They are bottom of the table after like 8 games. 11 games. Of course, it's going to be hard to finish in the top half. You know, you'd have to have real self-belief, and, you know, self-belief is something I absolutely have, but I also have to be realistic and not set the expectation too high with the board, because, you know, if I fall under it, then I can get a sack. It's going to cost me. So I need to try and level out what I was doing with the board. And try and set the standard with them. Okay, Hull are very tough as always, very experienced squad. Club who's been down here quite a few years. They do have money to invest, so it's going to be tough. Every game is going to be tough. Every game. Good save there by Calvin. He's a young goalkeeper who wants to step up the League One and will develop with the more games that he gets. He's got a lot of potential. So he's developing. Get in. Come on, Pedro. Assisted by Reece Hughes. Come on. Caught in possession of the ball there. Hello, Mason. Well done, Calvin. Nice to see you. Subscribe, follow. Oh, very cool. I hope the Burnley save goes well for you. Is that on Foot Manager? Yes, get in. Come on, Hughes. Assisted by Wally. Come on, Hughes. Oh, anti-Brexit Burnley. So only allowed 2 from each nation. I see. I see. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a tough save for you. The other person that I had on earlier, who usually joins the stream every now and then, he is a Burnley fan, so he did go to watch Oldham the other day. I think he was on about Blackpool game, which is this week, I believe. Yeah, he was a Burnley fan, and he keeps trying to tell me some players to sign, but we can't get them in because they want them with high quality players. Well, I hope your Burnley save goes well for you, and you can pick up some quality. Okay, Williams and Morrison not playing to the level I want them to. Let's get McCormick on here. Tony Williams, let's get him off at Erhan. Yes, I think he was on about Mark Helm has just signed for Burnley. So are you a Burnley fan then yourself? Or just starting to save? Oh, that would be a very decent sign-in, to be fair. So glad that's disallowed. That would be a very decent sign-in. Come on. Oh, good, Wally. Good. Oh, United fan. Maybe you might be able to loan some players from Man United. That wouldn't be too bad for you. And well done on signing 2 real top worldy players. I just think you need one other more world-class player, and then another player just to add a bit of depth to the squad. And I think you should be in an alright position. Good 2-0 win against Hull. Much, much needed. That was a very good win. Oh. We've ended our winless run, but we still have work to do. That's a very well achieved 3 points there, but we're only 6 points away from bottom of the table. 4 points from 21st in relegation. We have MK Dons, Forest, Green, Bolton, Gillingham and Bristol Rovers coming up. Every game is tough for Newport County. Very, very tough league to be in. Zach Gall's on yellow card. Suspension, that's a shame, especially after he's been in such good form and he misses another game, but we got the quality. I am a Newport fan, I also support Chelsea, they're my Premier League team, but I do support my local club in Newport, so yes, do support Newport. Yeah, it's not bad, it's quite decent to be fair. Should have a quite good run at trying to fight for the title this year, which would be really interesting in real life. We've made some quality signings by the seams of things. We've made some real good decisions commercially, so it's really good season for us, hopefully, and it'd be great if we can get the fans back in the stadium. So quite close. If we beat MK Dons, obviously it's going to push us up into at least their position, and it'll be a handy win for us to get. But of course, you know, they're going to want it as much as us, so we just have to hope for some luck and take some quality in front of goal. Okay, 2 changes in the squad today, so you know, Zach goes out on a yellow card, and one is a tactical change, so hopefully freshen up the squad a little bit and get some energy in there. And that is a really nice white kit from MK Dons, just be a nightmare to clean, but it is, I love a pure white kit. I think it looks so fresh, so smart. It's just lush having a pure white kit. Had that once for one of my teams, and it was an absolute nightmare to keep clean, especially for coaching young children, and they absolutely love the slide tackle and generally playing in mud. See, 6 shots, 5 on target. We haven't put 1 away. And yet, you know, MK Dons have only had 2 and they've scored 1. So we're not clinical enough in front of goal. Good save off the goalkeeper again. We just really need to put some goals away. That's the only thing that's costing us, is that we're not taking enough foul chances and not slotting away goals. And yet we're losing silly games by just 1 goal and just... we're just not scoring in front of goal, and there's not much we can do if we're controlling possession. We're getting shots on target. We need to make big improvements. Jake Scrimshaw massively underperforming once again. Well done, Calvin. Great save. What's the point of swapping the centre backs over? Let's get Twomley on here, and let's get Collins off for Brennan. Another poor loss here today. Such a shame. Thrown away, you know, a point at the very least, and just really shitty. Send, yes. He's not doing good enough whilst on loan. 6 games, only had 1 assist. Have Forest Green now, who are playing some excellent football. Now we got Bolton, who have dropped off top spot and now a 5th. Turns down latest deal. That's such a shame. Very important player. Definitely want and need to keep him, even though he drops off form at times and hasn't scored enough this year, but generally very good player for us. And if we go back down to League 2, keeping him and getting him scoring is key. Centre back. How much money do you have? And are you still in the Premier League? Oh, just started the Burnley save, so yeah, you would be in the Premier League. How much money do you have available? $25 mil. Ben Godfrey, he's quite good. Or Tanganga at Spurs. They're decent signings to be made, and they would sort of suit the Burnley way. Maybe have a look at Swansea. Swansea have some good players worth signing. Or maybe try to take on Nathan Ake on loan from City, whether that's an opportunity because he's not playing much. They're English. So what nationality could you... Well, what's wrong with an English player? Or do you have to try and get round something there? I see, so need someone who's not English then. Not English. Not English. Wesley Fofana at Leicester City. Not bad signing to look at. Or maybe try loaning Kurt Zouma from Chelsea. You know, he's not getting much game time. It's coming sooner than later because we got shit defenders. Just love getting all these losses and putting them on my record, and makes me look such a good manager. such a poor loss. Another points dropped. Another shitty loss to add to our season. It's very, very, very frustrating. Got Bolton now, who seem to have dropped the 9th, if I just saw that correctly. Yes, they have. We're only a point outside of relegation now. Time to fear for our lives. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there just to take a slight break. But I hopefully should be back this evening with the next episode of Series 2 in my Football Manager save. So it'd be great if you could rejoin me then. Especially, as this is becoming an increasingly frustrating episode and save. But it is Newport County, and we do have a lot of hard work to do. And it was going to be very tough nonetheless. And we have some tough situations to face. So Mason, if you can leave a follow, that'd be great. And hopefully get to catch up with you soon. And I'm interested to see how you do on your Burnley save. If you want to catch me on Twitter, it's RedTonto13. YouTube is also RedTonto13 if you want to leave a sub and watch some of the previous episodes. As well as my Twitch, which is great as always. But I'm going to leave it there for now. I find